Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camber TV's coverage of round number 2 of the Northwest Truck Series, sponsored by Walls Beard Co., Sarge's Place, Bold Vapes, Sim Stuff, and Sasquatch Crossing. Tonight, these drivers will run 100 laps around the 1.5 mile Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Hungry Dragon 150. Joining me in the booth tonight is Donovan Johns and Katie Reed. How are y'all guys doing tonight?
Having a fantastic Thursday night. Looking forward to some amazing truck races again by the Northwest Club here.
Yeah, I am doing good. I'm ready to get this race started. We have a few more drivers than we had in Daytona, so it'll get a little bit more exciting here.
Speaking of drivers that we did not see in Daytona, Andrew Williams is in the house tonight. We missed him last week. He is in around that 67 truck. He's laying down his first laps of qualifying.
And also the 96 of Jared Morgan making his Northwest Truck Series debut here tonight in that number 96. He'll definitely be one to watch. He was pretty fast Sunday in the Pack Majors Snowball Derby. If you want to go check that out, is on VOD on our YouTube channel. So you can check that out after you watch this broadcast. But speaking of Daytona, last week we had none other than Mark Walls take home the checker flag after a late charge from Jeff Stabnow and Sean Breitzman pretty much fell apart on the back straightaway. Of course, he is your championship leader right now, 3 points over Stabnow. And Scott Hutchinson, because of a Breitzman penalty for getting too many incidents, is your third place in the standings early in the season here. So what are our expectations for tonight there, Donovan?
You know, coming out of Daytona and the crapshoot that is, tonight we're looking for some real racing. This is going to be coming on here. Excited to see Dance Juicy laying down some amazing lap times. Hutchinson strong in practice. Mr. Twinkie, maybe he'll be able to pull off a good finish tonight. Mostly, again, I think we're looking at Mark Walls. I'm excited to see what Ottenbacher has to bring to the table, and a couple of new faces, Jared Morgan, and see what he can do.
So
Yeah,
Katie,
what I'm most excited about, I'm so excited I had to talk immediately. Sean Breitzman, as usual, didn't practice, so we have no practice speed to go by. But he did qualify with a 29.429, and I know that he's better than that. He's going to be starting on the grid at 16th, but I see him coming right up through the field throughout this race, so got to keep an eye on him, especially him and William Fletcher. William Fletcher qualified 19th on the field after practicing in second place. So a couple of fast guys towards the back we'll have to keep an eye on.
Definitely, these guys' lap times. A lot of them did suffer from practice to race trim. I don't think a lot of them transition that speed over into the qualifying session. So hopefully they'll be able to bring it out and do something well. Speaking of again new faces and people who are improving, Trenton Barrington qualified 15th. He ran incredibly strong last week at Daytona. Great outing for him. Again, as an independent, looking forward to seeing a good season from Trenton in that number 2 truck.
yeah, you have a good cluster of Dog Bear taking the provisional pole right now, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th. And then you have the 23D Palmer all the way back in 13th, and the 46 of Breitzman all the way back in 16th. So Dog Bear still showing their dominance here right now, but a couple guys are bringing up the rear.
Easy to be dominant when you take up half the field.
That is true.
Yeah, strength in numbers definitely carries over to the Dog Bear Racing team. That's there's no doubt there. But I mean, as we saw in Daytona, even Dog Bear Racing with their strong numbers could not avoid the incidents stacking up and trucks just taking so much damage. We had a couple guys blow engines, and no matter how strong your race team is, it cannot survive a blown engine. And because of that, you never know what can happen today. Some Dog Bear Racing drivers could be taken out again, and then all of a sudden we have an interesting race up front. That's all it takes is one chance.
I love the saying, getting involved in other people's stupid. Fortunately, we don't have too many people out here that would qualify into the second half of that statement. So hopefully everyone drives smart and drives clean, and we're able to get some amazing races that we know we've seen out of the Northwest Truck Series.
While we're waiting on these guys to grid up so we can run down your starting order, we want to welcome back the Mustang pace car after a short
Amen.
hiatus.
I will second that amen.
You know, it's one of the best things I've seen iRacing do in a while, allowing the oval and the roads to have their separate race cars or pace cars. Excuse me. One thing I was hoping to see when they announced that was the league ability to assign any race car that privilege. Be something interesting to see if they do implement that sometime down the road.
All right, and your starting grid for tonight, you have Drew Lalonde taking the pole in that number 31 Sim Stuff ride. And then you have the 78 of Dan Stussy on his outside, and P number 2. Wayne Hutchinson and Chad Barker will take up the second row in third and fourth. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. Mark Walls, last week's winner, in 6th. You got Gary LaViolette in 7th. Leo in 8th. Good showing from him. John Ottenbacher in 9th. And Andrew Williams, his first race of the season, he's going to roll off in the 10th position. Row number 6 consists of newcomer Jared Morgan and Ryan Maines. Dee Palmer and Andy Vogt in the row right behind him. 15th goes to Trenton Barrington, Sean Brightsman in 16th. You got Nicholas Bishop 17th. 18th is Brian Barnes. 28th, William Fletcher in 19th. And rounding out your top 20 will be Gary Nichols. And bringing up the final row is the Scott and Scott show of Scott Hutchison and Scott Kukas. New number tonight for Scott Kukas. He went from the 065 to the 85 tonight.
Real quick, before we go green, something I just noticed, the Hungry Dragon, number 16, Kip Leo is in P8 for qualifying. I think that's one of his best qualifying efforts that we've ever seen out of Mr. Leo.
I believe so.
Not a bad time to start.
Yeah, very good showing from him here tonight, as pace car is working the field through turns 3 and 4. Exiting turn 4 right now, Mustang pace car is going to make that hard left into the pit lane. Drew Lalonde has control of the field in that 31
Green
machine. Green flag is out, and we are underway here for the Hungry Dragon 150 at Atlanta.
Looks like 24 of Jeff Stabnow did not get a great start, and so that kind of lumped up the field a little bit. But up front, we've got Drew Lalonde easily pulling away. Wayne Hutchinson behind him will clear the field. Our first side-by-side battle between the 78 of Dan Stussy and the 29 of Mark Walls. He is used to the front, so he's trying to deal with traffic as best he can. The 18 and 24 side-by-side going 3 wide now. 78 having to hold on. He will scrape the wall just a little bit there. The 18-24 hanging low, trying to get by him. They will, but it's still going to stay too wide from the 18 and 24 across the line.
Yeah, we have a truck already on pit road right now, 68, Gary LaViolette, really slowing the back straight. I don't know what happened here, if he accidentally left the qualifying setup on or what happened, but he is in pit road right now.
Again, it looks like Stussy will not get a break here. He's going to go up against the wall, scrape it really, really, really badly right there. Punch a guy's trying to get by. He's got to go up high here to get behind everyone. The train is coming. Look at the 10 car. Andy Vogt now. That's going to push the 78 back to the 12th position. We see Sean Brightsman, as I mentioned before, was not going to stay in the back for long, and it looks like it's going to go below the 78 now, trying to get by him as best he can. He will easily have the speed as 78 has some heavy damage on the right side of that truck.
Real quick, just heard over the radio, I was talking to the spotter of the 68 truck, Gary LaViolette. He did indeed leave his qualifying setup in there. He is going to have a rough night tonight.
Unfortunately, he's just now getting passed by the leaders, going 2 laps down. Kip Leo in the back here having a little bit of a bob and weave session. 3 wide coming off a turn 3. Got the 10, the 96, and it looked like the 089 for a second. With Brightsman coming up behind this 96 and 10 right now. Jared Morgan trying to make a good first impression here in the Northwest Truck Series.
Right now, Jared Morgan, excuse me, leading that field in that blue and red number 96 Dairy Queen Toyota. Good luck to him. He is driving his little heart out right in front of Sean Brightsman. As he's making his way up through the field.
Yeah, this pack you see on the track right
Ooh.
there, that is the best. And the 46 going to get caught up a little bit. Everyone else behind him, kind of an accordion effect right now. The 4 had to go high to miss everyone. The 78 finally going to get back involved in the action there as he dips below the 4. The 4 looks like he might now. And for the most part, people are settling in. The 67 up front. The 67 of Andrew Williams having a beautiful start here, getting back under the 24 of Jeff Stab now. The 67 moving up through the field very nicely.
Yeah, new sponsor for him tonight, the Hungry Dragon Barbecue, also the race sponsor. Last season, we always saw him in the Army truck, so good on him to get him one of the series sponsors on that machine.
And Ryan Maines exerting his position under the 24 truck of Jeff Stabnow as well trying to get underneath Andrew Williams. I cannot say a name to save my life tonight. 17 up under the 67.
What a wonderful run that he had there. Wow, Ryan Maines coming from the 12th spot, qualifying 12th in the field, has worked his way up now up to the 6th position. He'll clear the 67 right now of Andrew Williams, doing a great job. That actually put Ryan Maines up to the 4th position. Looking good as he moves up to the field very quickly. Now he is sitting 2.6 behind our leader, so he's got a lot of time to make up before he gets to the top of the field, but doing a great job so far.
Looking just behind them, Chad Barker is pouring on the gas. He's trying to get around the 96 truck of Jared Morgan. Those guys are going side-by-side battle while Andy Vogt is trying to be the stick that stirs up that cup of coffee. He is shaking right up in there.
There's a lot of front-end damage to that 96 machine. That hood's pretty messed up. I don't know if that's going to affect him later on down the road, but he's looking pretty stout right now. As you had the 10 and 18 battling right behind him, 46 of Brightsman trying to get into the action here. Drag racing down the backstretch. Right now, get the spot to Vote.
Yeah, the 10's going to have a little help from the 46 right now, Sean Brightsman. He's trying to recover. If you remember, he got caught up, a little bit of accordion effect earlier. He's gotten back into the pace right now. Currently getting below that 18 truck, trying to get through the 10 car, isn't exactly pulling away from him, so that might cause a little bit of trouble here. Let's see if the 46 can now clear the 18. He does, but for a second, see if he tries to get up. He does, but he's going to pinch him in. He's not going to be able to get there. The 18 did not let him in. Probably smart for him, but for the moment, that's going to let the 23 of D. Palmer catch up to him.
Best part about this, you got 3 Dog Bear teammates driving each other real hard.
Ooh,
nice
Morgan in the
wall.
wall. Oh, hard in the wall. That is a delicious style of IHOP pancakes right there.
Look at the difference of speed. You can see how damaged that truck is on that right side. I mean, absolutely pancaked that wall. You see Dan Stucci now passing him, and Dan got into the wall heavy at the beginning of the race as well. The 8 trying to get below him. He will clear him here. This 96 has so much damage as he scrapes the wall again. He's got to pull his truck off of there. He will go to the last position, almost the last position on the lead lap now. That is actually belonging to Nicholas Bishop, who's right behind him, who will pass him now for that position.
Well, the good thing about that is he does have a fast repair left in the bank, as do the rest of the field. Another car having problems early on tonight is the 91 of Scott Hutchinson. I don't believe he is on the track anymore, not even on pit lane. He might have already called it a night tonight.
Oh, there we go.
Yep,
He
there goes
disconnected
Hutchinson.
with Thoroughput. So unfortunately, he is done for now until we see him join back in. We'll highlight it if we see it. The 68 of Gary Levi that we mentioned him early on had the bad setup mix-up that went there. He is approaching the 78 of Dan Stucci right now, but he is 2 laps down, so that's not for position. The 68's best hope at getting the lucky dog here would be for a caution to come out, but not before. Sorry, not after this 96 goes a lap down, because the 96 also has a lot of damage on his truck.
We basically have a 5-truck battle back here between the 10, the 24, and the 46.
Ooh.
24 in the grass.
Oh, 24
Hits
into
the
23.
24 is sliding, still in the grass, still has it going straight though. Looks like
Oh.
it is an incredible save from Jeff Stab now.
What a beautiful save. Yes, indeed. Well, caution will not come out. Unfortunately, that hurts him.
Caution's
Oh,
out.
there we
There.
go. Caution is out. It's for up ahead of him. The two involved of Trenton Barrington. He was involved in that. Let's see if we can review it. Oh, it looked like it was a lone spin from here. Yes, indeed. Thanks to Trenton Barrington, thankfully.
Hey, he just got loose in the middle of the turn and overcorrected coming off, and watch out.
Yeah, Dan
Whoa!
Stucci
Start
barely
thinking
hitting him
skinny
as well as
thoughts.
the 68 as well. Oh man, catching it back up. Everyone's trying to get through traffic here. What a beautiful job of everyone to miss Trenton Barrington, and a great save by Jeff Stabnow. Really, really well done by these guys.
Yeah, good saves all
That
around.
78 truck just made that maneuver right at the last moment to squeeze around the 2 truck. That was fantastic.
All right. Pit stops are underway. Looks like everybody's going to come down and take 4 fresh Goodyear Wranglers, led by Drew Lalonde. You have Wayne Hutchinson coming in P2, and Mark Walls already making his way up to the top 3.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, a really, really good time for that caution to come out for Gary Levitt. He will end up getting the lucky dog easily because he's the only truck lap down right now, actually 2 laps down. So he'll get one of those back, and hopefully he can keep hanging on there and get back on the lead lap here.
As well as lucky for the
Garrett
96
Morgan.
truck, Dragon Morgan, being able to use his fast repair and get that his head right and his truck right.
31, 29, 1, 17 coming out of the pits there. Mark Walls leapfrogs Wayne Hutchinson, take over that number 2 position.
I just want to highlight real quick, the 31 of Drew Lalonde had an 11.4 second pit stop. And if you think that's fast, I'm going to jump back to the one of Wayne Hutchinson, 11.1 second stop.
And still lost a spot on pit road.
Woo! Look, some quick stops, boys. Absolutely.
What was it Wes had said during the Snowball Derby? Some underpaid crewmen.
Underfunded pit crews.
Underfunded pit crews. Yeah, they are not underfunded here in the Walls Beard Company trucks.
And this is a really good time for everyone to get caught back up. For a little bit there, it looked like we had some guys trailing towards the back end. Gary Nichols was having a little bit of problems out back, going a little bit slow. And of course, what happened to Jeff Stabnow was able to catch that car and save it, because if he had spun, we might not know where he'd be at this point. And of course, Gary Levitt will get his 1 lap back, and that will put him 1 lap down.
Probably about another pace lap or 2 before we get back into the green flag action. Want to thank our sponsor tonight, Hungry Dragon. We can highlight where's he at? Kip Leo, all the way back in 19th now. I wonder what happened there on that exchange. But you can go to hungrydragonfoods.com and you can find a bunch of sauces up there to spice up your next home cooked meal. Got about 3 or 4, 5 different sauces up there, and each of them have of course a different flavor. But yeah, go check them out. Order you a bottle of that Hungry Dragon sauce and spice up your next meal. I didn't notice, but we have a lot more Atlas trucks out here tonight as well, looking at that 16. Top running Atlas Motorsports truck would probably be the 28 of William Fletcher in 10th.
Also, Ottenbacher.
Yeah, Ottenbacher jump ship, drops his Cuddle sponsorship, and puts Atlas on board there.
No more airtime for the 089. I'm kidding. All right, so we're about to do a little crank it up action on this restart. Let's go ahead and crank up your speakers, go full screen, and let's enjoy an amazing restart here. 22 trucks taking the green again here in the Northwest Truck Series, sponsored by Walls Beard Co. Wait for it.
Green flag.
Here we go.
Gotta love when we crank it up, guys. The 31 of Drew Lalonde leading out front right now. A nice little restart by him. Wayne Hutchinson fell into second. The 29 tried to challenge on the outside, but ended up falling back to third. We have the 17 of Ryan Maines and the 67 of Andrew Williams closing out your top 5. Back behind him, we have our first battle. The 46 and the 10 were side by side. The 10 drifting back on that high side, now on the outside of the 18 truck. Battle up in front of them, so the 46 squeezed in between two side-by-side battles here. Looks like that 17 is going to fall back behind the 67 and the 10 behind the 18. They'll go single file for just a moment here on the back stretch. That is your top 8 right there.
And we saw that from the 67 all year last year. He's got good speed. He just ends up getting caught in bad situations later in the races. As you got the 46 of Breitzman right behind him in the 17, still doing battle. A good run for the 67 coming back this season as we see the 46 going underneath the 17.
Ooh, look at that 46 under the 17. The 18 going to fall right behind him. And I mean right behind him. As that 17, unfortunately, will get cleared by the 18. He's going to have to fall back behind that bumper. They're going to go single file and see if the 18 sizes the 46 up. Looks like he was aiming for it, but just couldn't get the power. It's going to stay behind him. Drifts up a little bit, see if he can get a run off the corner. He gets a little bit sideways as well. Some tail action going on right there as they go down the back stretch here. The 46 leading a strong pack.
Going back in the middle of the pack here, Jared Morgan involved in another big pack of running. They're starting to form up. The 28, the Ford truck, 96, coming right behind them is Ottenbacher and Barnes. And Stussy. These guys are, before the caution, we saw them all kind of group up and do some hard racing. Jared is sitting in the middle of the track, and everyone else is on the high lane. They are going to group up here real soon. Hopefully do some amazing side-by-side running again.
Yeah, as soon as we got to him, that 4 of Brian Barnes actually slapped the wall there. So he'll have a little bit of right side damage here.
Pretty much single file for the top 13 and a little bit of separation between 13th, 14th, and 14th and 15th. Trenton Barrington all by himself running there in the 14th position. And you have Dog Bear teammates Dee Palmer and Gary LaViolette, even though he is still a lap down, running together, leading this second pack of trucks.
Sorry about that, but the 85 of Scott Kukas actually slapped a little bit of the wall there. We're seeing a little bit of Darlington action here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It seems these guys just love that wall on the outside. The 85 could not keep up the speed because of the little kiss he gave that wall there, and the 24 was able to get by. It's funny because the 24 actually had a lot of speed in practice. He practiced 7th, qualified 5th, and is only running 19th here. We saw him have that spin before, and that's why he's so far back in the field right now. We were thinking of seeing him get back up towards the front, but looks like he's struggling just a little bit here as the 8 of Gary Nichols is falling back to him very quickly.
And Nichols, Kip Leo, and Nicholas Bishop here just had a really tight little run-in. Nichols had to back out of it wisely, which dropped him back down to Stabnow. But those guys had just a quick half lap of a quick battle and separated out real fast.
Ooh, and had a battle between the 23 and the 68. They were side by side for just a moment. That 68 got such a run on the bottom lane right there. A reminder, the 68 is still 1 lap down. But of course, if nothing happens here, if no cars fall victim to our leader, the 68 will receive that lucky dog again. So keep that in mind.
Yep. Yeah, we have a little bit of a battle brewing here. Andrew Williams has caught the 29 of Mark Walls, and so has the 46 and the 18. Been running pretty close here the last couple laps. Andrew Williams just about a truck length off the back of that 29, heading into 1 right now. He's sizing them up.
Last season, Williams is one of the few non-dog bear guys who had the power to keep up with Mark Walls, and he has shown he is looking on the inside, coming down the backstretch. He is thinking about getting around.
Walls is shutting the door pretty good on him as well, taking away his line, and you can see that 67 didn't get a good drive coming off of turn 4 there. A fall victim to the 46 of Breitzman. Breitzman peeking to the high side, not going to do it. And look at the 18 behind the 46. one truck really slow.
Yeah, it's not so bad when your run kind of falls short when you're at the tail end of a pack, but when you're not, that 18 is there to catch him. So he's got to be pretty careful here, or he'll lose another spot.
Yeah, this whole group is catching up to the leaders here. Here we go, 67, battling for third.
I was just about to say that that hungry dragon get any closer, he's gonna be the bearded dragon.
Yes, indeed. That 29 on the outside. Look at him hold it there. Really nice run by him. He's going to have a little bit of help from the 46. Draft does come into play just a little bit here, as the 67 is going to actually divide him perfectly. That 46 is going to have to lift just a little bit to let him in. Got to be very careful here, as the one actually at the front of this pack is falling back into the clutches of this mid top 5 running here. We have the one of Wayne Hutchinson. Looks like he's moving up top, losing a little bit of speed here. The 29 is going to dive down right on the inside of him on the backstretch, see if he can get the pass off in turn 3.
Yeah, Walls going to the inside. The one of Wayne Hutchinson going to have to give it up there, and also maybe the third position to the 67. And Trenton Barrington's hitting the pits right now. He is a lap down. Ooh, really close with the one in the 67 heading into one there.
Yeah, just looked really closely at the one truck as he was passing by. I don't see any physical damage on the truck outside of just a little bit of scraping. He is just off the pace.
Here comes the 46. Brightsman want to take over that third position from the 67 who just got it. Brightsman working that inside line, and looks like he's going to do it for this lap.
Yeah, we're working to about 15 laps under green, so it's not surprising that these guys' tires are starting to wear, and I think that's what's happening to the one car. He got it back under him, but for now, he's still losing some time between the 67 and now the 18 with a great run off of 2 down the backstretch. See if he can pass the 1, diving into 3 now. He'll have to get just a little bit of speed going. That 1's going to drift up, and that's going to help the 18. The 18 will easily be able to hold it on the bottom and will secure that spot across the line.
That is a fantastic pass by the 18 of Chad Barker.
And the 31 is starting to hear the Jaws theme music playing.
Ooh, we actually had a massive wreck on the backstretch. We didn't see it. It didn't bring out the caution, guys. The 28 and the 16 both spun on the backstretch. 28 took a little bit of damage. The 16 actually did a great job at catching that truck. I mean, it was a beautiful spin by him. The 28 did not decide to pit, so he decided to stay out. He's on the tail end of the lead lap, and so did the 16. 16 stayed out as well.
Ooh, 28 back in the wall right now on the backstretch. He's pretty hurt. He might have knocked the toe out of that thing.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me as well. He ran right into the inside wall on the backstretch there.
Garrett Violet is pulling off the track. He's on the apron heading into the pits. And remember, he is still running on his qualifying setup, so they have made what adjustments they can. He is running hot and fast. Got to keep that thing cool and keep those tires underneath him.
While all that action is going on in the back of the pack, I want to catch you guys up at the front.
Oh, 31.
Oh, 31 in the wall.
The
46 into
gets caught up in it. The caution has not come out. The caution has not come out yet. The 31.
There it is.
Oh, yeah,
there we
Brightsman
go.
back up onto the track.
31 just got extremely loose coming off a 2 and completely lost it, overcorrected, slanted to the outside wall, and collected his teammate in the 46, Sean Brightsman.
Yeah, actually, the 28 was spinning in front of him, and I think that might have caught him off guard. The 31 just ended up getting a little distracted, I think. That got him into the outside wall. The 46 couldn't go anywhere and did not have enough time to correct it, and that took him out as well. The 46 came back up onto the track, and that is indeed what brought out the caution.
Actually, just looking back at the replay here real quick on one of the camera angles, Jula Lawn actually brushed the bottom of the apron, and that's what caused him to lose it. So he was already spinning it out by himself. Right out of 2, yeah, he just clipped some apron and lost it.
Yeah, and if I have the math correct, it looks like William Fletcher, with all the accidents he was involved in before then, will receive your lucky dog. So able to stay out there. Gary LaViolet pitting on the same lap all this happened. Unfortunately, will make him lose another lap.
Pit stops are underway right now. Everybody's making their way down to their pit box. Leader 29 is in right now. If he can get the same picker he had from last year and see if they can get him off the pit lane here quick. Oh, looks like a drag race between 67 and 29. 29 at the line, 67 in P2, 18 up third, 1, 17, 31, 96. Ooh, 478 is pretty much a dead heat coming off.
Really well done by some of these drivers right here. Absolutely. The 28, as I said, William Fletcher, he received the lucky dog, so he should come into the pits here anytime now to get his truck fixed up for this restart. Kip Leo did indeed use a fast repair that time down the pit lane here, so around lap 40 he'll have to use it, which leaves 60 laps to go. If he takes any more damage, that's going to be possibly the end of his night, so we got to keep an eye on that as we go through the end of this race.
One thing that I know that keeps Gary LaViolette, Trenton Barrington, these guys who've gone a lap down, 2 laps down, and fighting, is that these guys are involved in a chase, in a points battle all year long that will accumulate in a chase elimination round at the end of the season. So these guys have motivation to get back out there, earn those points, and to get into that chase. And these guys will, at the end of the day, will end up with an actual payout from Walls Beard Company, Volt Vapes, Hungry Dragon, the Sasquatch, Sim Stuff. These guys have actually pulled in and have got a purse for these guys to run for.
And speaking of Walls Beard Co., starting today, they're running a 20% off promo for all iRacing users for all of their Walls Beard Co. beard balms. So if you have a lot of face hair, need to try to manage it a little bit better, go and get you a tin of that.
Speaking on behalf of men who are gifted facial hairly or unfollically challenged, Walls Beard Company, I've used their products for coming on about a year now, and absolutely love them. I know my significant crew chief absolutely loves their product as well. So I've enjoyed their products that they've had.
And promo will run for 1 month starting today, and all you have to do is enter promo code iRacing. That's the letter I, the word racing, all one word, during the checkout process. Again, that's at wallsbeardco.com.
And before we go back to green, going to give you guys a quick race summary here. Our leader is currently Mark Walls, able to gain a few spots on pit lane there, so looking good for him. We have completed 40 laps out of the scheduled 100 so far. We've only had 1 lead change, and that came, of course, between the 29 on pit lane there and Drew Lalonde, the 31. He's fallen back to 6th place so far. We've had 2 cautions for 7 laps, and we will restart here, crossing the line to lap 42.
All right, here comes the pace car working the field through turns 3 and 4. New leader Mark Walls out front. Got Andrew Williams to his outside. Let's see if Mark Walls gets another one of his patented restarts here.
Yeah,
Pace
Mark
car's
Walls
off.
and
Green
his
flag
restart.
is out.
And he proves it again. He just took off.
Yeah, it didn't only benefit him, but it benefited the 31 of Drew Lalonde, actually. A really good start there, but he could not pass the guy or he was going to be black flagged, so unfortunately he had to keep that position. The 67 of Andrew Williams will slot into the 2nd position, and in 3rd we have the 18 of Chad Barker. They've gone single file for now. Behind them, Wayne Hutchinson, the 1 truck, is fitted right there in 4th position. 5th and 6th are battling it out behind him, the 31 and 17 of Ryan Maines trying to get a spot there. Couldn't do it. He's going to drop back down to the 6th position as most of our top 8, it looks like, is falling single file.
It looks like number 10, number 23 are only side-by-side battle, but they just wisely laid it up nose to tail. Going to try to follow Brightsman around the track.
Ooh, looks like the 10 wanted to go low there, but the 23 absolutely shut the door. and said, not today, as he's going to have to be careful there. Up front, in front of him, we do have a battle. The 96 truck able to pass the 78 now on the bottom side. He's going to clear him into one. He can move up, but he's going to decide to keep that bottom lane, as most trucks normally do with fresh tires here.
Yeah, big thing, you don't want to burn them up too fast so you can maintain that speed over the long haul without getting into the wall.
Yeah, reminder for anyone just joining in, the 78 truck right now is being passed by a little bit of a small train on the bottom lane here. He did have some heavy damage on the right side of his truck early on as he started up front, but lost a lot of spots, was able to get back up front, and is unfortunately starting to lose them again.
Back out front, you got Mark Walls getting ready to be under fire from the 67 of Andrew Williams. Back behind them, battle for fourth. But looks like 67 is going to try it here, going to the inside into turn one. Going to put the 29 on the high side, Andrew Williams.
Look at the 18 of Chad Barker. He sees Williams on the low side. He drove low, and he closed up a gap.
And 67 takes the spot.
Well, Mark Wall's not liking that pass. He threw a little bumper almost right up onto the 67 Hungry Dragon truck there, and Walls is closing up that gap again.
Yes,
Yeah,
teammates
great
are trying to
battle for the
catch
lead.
up as well. They're side by side back behind him as well. Woo, close
Yeah,
battle.
We got 4 dog bears chasing down a Hungry Dragon.
Oh, there's 18 giving a little bit of a shove to the 29 heading down the backstretch into turn three.
Mark Walls wanted to establish his dominance yet again, earn up all the bonus points. And a real quick shout out to all the folks watching us on iRacing Live. I know we're new to iRacing Live service this season, presenting race number 2 of the Walls Company Northwest Truck Series. Putting on a good show for you guys tonight. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Keep on watching all season long.
Here we go, another battle for the lead here. Mark Walls underneath 67, making their way out of turn number 4. Looks like Walls is going to at least lead the lap. Hasn't completed the pass yet. 67 still fighting hard on the outside here, heading off into turn 1.
Oh man, he's about to be able to dry 18, close up that gap real fast. Drew Lalonde coming up, close up the gap behind the 18. They're going to hang that Dragon out to dry.
Yeah, 67 still fighting back on the high side though. You got Drew Lalonde coming in to pretty much do what you just said. 18, little bobble on the bottom.
Yeah, this is not necessarily unfamiliar to this sport right now. We have the 29 up front. That's not an unfamiliar sight, but what is a 3-car battle here for the moment. That cannot work really well, and it looks like, thankfully, that 31's going to have to lift, and so does the 67 to keep that clean for now, but the 18 is keeping on the bumper of that 29 truck.
Oh, that was some seriously close racing. And for teammate on teammate love.
Seems like we have a Andrew Williams sandwich right here. He's going to have to keep it easy as he is absolutely surrounded by teammates of a different team, I might add.
Yeah, they're making a double stuffed Oreo, 2 cookies.
Yes, indeed. They got to keep it clean up here. This is the top 5 on the track. This is not mid-pack. This is for the lead here. These drivers are not falling off from Mark Walls. They are keeping up to his bumper, and that is what is making it exciting. And it's 50 laps to go.
And looking back this time last year, Mark Walls was the class of the field. He was dominating, leading laps by huge margins. Right now, there are 4 trucks beaten on his bumper, and he had a competitive pass to take the lead from him. This is something Mark Walls has not seen in almost a year solid of racing in this series. So he's got to be feeling the pressure of not just Andrew Williams, but also his own teammates beating on his back bumper.
Not only that, you can throw a blanket over the top 4 right now. Drew Lalonde back into the action behind the 67. Chad Barker in the 18 trying to get a good run on the 29, but the 29 keeps shutting down the inside lane, heading off into the turns.
Yeah, I want to stay focused on the leaders, but I do want to give a quick shout out to the 46 of Sean Bryceman, the 17 of Ryan Maines. Those 2 drivers are also starting to catch up to this pack up front. So we'll soon have 7 cars in a battle for the lead here.
It looks like Lalonde wants to get around the 67 as well as 18, almost to the inside of the 29 going into one, but no dice.
And just real quick, also, the number 2 truck of Trenton Barrington did loop it all by himself again on the backstretch. So he is coming back up to speed while everyone is gaining up on him.
Oh, here we
Yes,
go.
indeed.
31 on the high side.
Yeah, you said it. He was coming for a while. Looks like he was trying to save his tires for this exact run here. Ooh, getting a little loose up top there. He's going to lose some time. The one's going to be able to catch up to him now as the 18 looks low on the 29 up front. 18 cannot get to his inside. Not yet. Try to dive
There it
here.
is.
Try to outbrake him. He does. He'll get towards the door of the 29. The 29 pulling him down. Not giving him any room. There he goes.
18 gave a little love to that apron. Almost lost it into the side of the 29 truck. Man, Chad Barker had his handful of wheel.
Yeah, the worst thing for the 29 to do is to force the 18 down and have the 18 just come back up and wreck him. Oh, like the 67 almost did.
31
to the
got a little loose.
29.
But hey, Chad Barker led that lap. Give him the credit for the lap
We've got
656.
by two. We have the 29, 18 side by side, 67, 31 side by side, and 1 and 46. I called out that 46 just a moment ago, and here he comes. Has passed the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson, is now on the bumper of the 67 as the 18 takes the lead and clears the 29 of Mark Walls up front.
Takes that lead and gives himself about a lap and a half, or a truck and a half of length getting away from Mark Walls. You know that redheaded man right there is fuming under that helmet. He is trying to tack back onto the 18 truck, while the 46 just makes a clean pass on the 67. Brightsman to 4th.
Here comes the 29 back up front, peeking to the inside of the 18. He looks like he has a fender there, heading off into turn number 1. Going to put Barker in the middle lane. Mark Walls side, and they are pretty close.
Woo! Man, Barker coming back down low. He's going to try to look back underneath, come into the corner.
You squeeze me, I squeeze you.
And right in front of them is a very slow Trenton Barrington hugging the inside. Let's see how that plays out.
Let's see if the 18 kind of use him as a pick or what will happen here. Trenton Barrington, he's going to do the smart thing and hopefully woe it down enough not to come back off onto the track.
Gotta woe it up. Oh, as he does. Everybody gets by for now.
He's coming around.
Oh, don't go back up on the track.
Nope, he's loose.
Ooh, he's got to throw that truck in reverse or he's going to cause caution here with all these trucks coming by. Ooh.
And he is back out onto the racing surface. Caution is on the field.
Yep, caution does come out as
Yeah.
Mark Walls had made the pass on the 18 the last time by, so the 29 will have the lead here. The 18 will fall into second. The 46 made his way past the 31 there. The 46 is Sean Brightsman in third. Drew Lalonde currently sits in fourth, and Andrew Williams has fallen back to fifth, but was still within easy striking distance.
I tell you what, that was probably one of the most exciting runs we've ever had here for this series. That was a great battle for the lead right there. Now, should see everybody come down to take full service on their machines here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been green since lap 42, and we are currently hitting the stripe for lap 60. So, absolutely, people will want fresh tires. And as the 31 takes out the cone. Oh, you really hate to see that for the cone. Was having such a good day.
Let me open up Twitter at Orange Cone. Sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, you'll see everyone coming to the pits here. Let's see what kind of action we can have. See how many fast pit stops they can pull off. The 31 does have that first pit stall there, so might come into effect here.
Already have a couple trucks down and away. Looks like the 29's coming.
Ooh,
96 looks like he took
96.
2 tires. And the 4. Or, no, that's 46. Excuse me.
Yes, indeed. A little bit of a surprise there from the 96. We know of Jared Morgan, especially if you had tuned into our channel on Sunday. You saw him in the Snowball Derby, was quite fast in that car. But this is his first showing in the Northwest Truck Series, but he is doing a good job. He has fast speed, a fresh truck, I might add, after having some heavy damage early on. So keep an eye on him, but those 2 tires might come into play among these leaders that are pretty even.
And the spotter already knows where he's at. He's like, man, I'm stuck in here between all these dog bear cars.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Not surprising at all. But again, shout out to the 23 of D. Palmer as well. D. Palmer had a really nice pickup on pit lane as well. Gained a spot over the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson and the 67 of Andrew Williams. I believe, if I am correct, Trenton Barrington got the lucky dog. Actually, I don't know if he received the lucky dog because that spin. I don't know if they let him take it.
Apparently over the radio chatter here, because of his fast pit stopping, Jared Morgan is being requested for delivery of some blizzards.
Hey, I won't complain. Yeah, it looks like because Trent Barrington was the reason for the caution, he did not receive the lucky dog. But, so he will stay 3 laps down. Behind him, Gary LaViolette will stay 8 laps down. And of course, we have Scott Hutchinson that unfortunately had internet issues and is not back into the race yet. And it looks like, as I call his name out, the 68 of Gary LaViolette actually is retired. So he is retired from this race, so he will finish in the 21st position as long as we don't have any other excitement or he comes back. So
And the lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag action here. 62 out of the scheduled 100 laps complete here in the Hungry Dragon 150. Reminder, you're watching the Northwest Truck Series simulcast on iRacing Live on Off Camber TV.
All right, we're about to see if 2 tires pays off in a field full of dogs.
Well, dogs can eat chocolate, so does he just get a double chocolate blizzard and just hanging out the window, or?
Now we'll have to see. I think what Jared's aiming for here is that he had a little bit of bad luck, as I mentioned before. So he's just trying to get back up to the front, hang on as best he can, and see if maybe we can get people to pit and about 10, 15 laps of caution were to come out. I think that's what he's hoping for.
Maybe get him a peanut butter parfait. That'll keep him occupied.
Oh, this will keep the 46 of Sean Brightsman occupied as he's starting behind the 96. So keep an eye on Brightsman and see how he handles this.
All right, coming to the stripe, we'll have 37 to go. Mark Walls. Oh, they're touching on the caution. And green flag, and
Mark Walls not happy about that.
Not exactly a good start there.
Yeah, not best case scenario for this 96, but he does squeeze in right in front of the 46 as he does have some speed up on the 96 with his 2 tires as he tries to almost hang him out to dry there. The 46, the 31, the 1 all in line, the 67 battling side by side with the 23 of D. Palmer on the outside. He will now fit in as the 96 gets run over by this freight train.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to turn out too good. As long as that 96 can keep to the outside and we don't have a lot of side-by-side throughout the rest of the field, I think we'll be okay. But still under fire here, 96 getting passed by the 23 of D. Palmer.
Oof. Yes,
and
indeed.
a blinker
He'll
right
fit in
behind
there,
him.
but the 78 and the rest of the trucks will come up to speed with him. 67 almost looked like he wanted to take it low on the 1 truck of Wayne Hutchinson, but could not get there. Kind of shut the door a little bit, if I might add. Back up front, we do have 29 of Mark Walls. Actually hasn't pulled away, so the 18 is coming back on his bumpers. The 46 and 31 battle behind him for 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, as we saw right before that caution came out, all these guys held equal speed with Mark Walls. Was the 29 truck not able to pull away, 18, 46, 31 all able to stay right with him and take looks.
So I want to go back to the pack here. The 96 truck side by side with the 78, the 24 side by side with the 089, and the 10 side by side with the 17 as the 96 is. Oh, he's testing people now. 3 wide for a moment as the 089 thinks better of it, tries to pull out that 29. The 24 on the high side, I apologize. Ooh, 17 drifted up a little on Andy Vogt. In the 10 truck, the 96, he's going to force people to go 3 wide. on the backstretch in the middle, trying to split him as best they can. He is slow on speed. The two tires are not helping him at all. His plan, as I think we can all admit, has failed. Car has no other choice but to push him forward because he is trying to keep his speed up. This can get very dangerous.
I mean, the 10 and 17, the teammates here are Dodge truck with the 96 trying to get around him.
You can dodge a truck, you can dodge a ball. Or a blizzard.
Yeah, the 96 gonna tap down the 17 there for a moment. The 10 could have taken it to the high side, but just didn't have the pace on his head of the truck there. The 17 cleared him. The 10 now having to deal with the 96. We're gonna leave him in the back of the pack up front. A little bit of a battle here between the 67 and the 31 side by side for just a moment. All of these trucks look behind Mark Walls. Now the 18 of Chad Barker is coming.
Oh, there he is, making his way to the inside, going into turn number 3. Wall's going to squeeze him down as far as he can. 18 got to be careful of that apron, though. Chad Barker making a good run coming off of turn 4 here. He is going to lead this lap. 9/1000ths of a second. The advantage to the 18 at the line. John Breisman right behind him, licking his chops, ready to do battle here, hitting the apron a little bit. 76th. Andrew Williams making a charge to the outside.
Yes, indeed. The 29 going to switch it up on him, take it low on the 18. As the 67 will be stuck behind the 18 trucks as he gets a little slow. Oh, no.
What about
18's going to dip down in front of the 46, whether he has his permission or not. The 46 is able to keep up his speed just slightly on the 67. Still side by side for the third position here as the 31 has a little bit of a traffic jam in front of him. Let's see how he can handle it. The one trailing behind him as well. But that 18 truck still pulling on the 29. See if he dips low. He decides not to. He's going to try and maybe set him up on the front stretch into turn 1. That 67 is just trying his best to hang on the outside, but just can't do it on the 46. Is going to fall victim to the 31 now.
And just behind them, D. Palmer, the 23, closing that gap up, catching on the back of Wayne Hutchinson's number 1 truck. While this pack of 7 is breaking 2 seconds up over the 78, 8th place of Dan's Juicy.
A big check up on the bottom there with the 46 and the 31. 18 thought the 46 was going to try to go to the inside and went down to block and checked up to 46. Almost a big incident there coming out of turn 2.
I tell you what, that 67 is not giving up, and I know I said it last season, and if you haven't joined us last season, I will update you. The 67 easily could win a determination award. He never gives up. He has aggression on his side, and he is showing it this season just as good as he did last season, and that 46 is having to put up with it. Ooh, the 67. I say that the 67 loses a little bit of pace there. The 31 able to catch up on his bumper, is not going to decide to pass. I'm going to let him catch up to his speed. I think everyone's catching their breath now. We see him single file. We see these guys try to hang on. Welcome to D. Palmer, 7th in line, last truck right now on the tail end of this first pack. Or all single file. Got a little bit of room between each car right now. No real passing going on in this first pack. And I think that's for a reason. We have 27 laps to go, 26 when we cross the line this time by, and it looks like the 67 might want some action again.
Oh yeah, he's going to peek underneath the 46 here of Brightsman. Andrew Williams trying to take back over to third position, not having a good run. 46 has momentum on the high side. 67 almost tried to squeeze in front of the 31. 31 was there. Not going to happen. Drew Lalonde, we're trying to work that outside, get around to 67 as well.
Yeah, that 31 is hanging tough on the outside there. The 67 had his turn. Now it's the 31's try to get on the outside and pass, if not hold that position. The 67, he will lose a little bit of time. Slide up. He's going to have to catch that truck. You see him get a little loose there. He catches it just in time. The 31 going to steal that spot now. The 1, Wayne Hutchinson, able to jump to the outside of the 67. See if he can hold his ground. The 67's tires are starting to fade, and you see that as he loses a little bit of track position from the 1. Secure that spot on the high side. This is for 5th on the track.
Our little Dairy Queen buddy back here has fallen back all the way to 16th spot after starting 2nd on a 2-tire change. That is obviously not the way to go on this racetrack in these trucks. Jared Morgan learning a hard lesson his first time in the series race.
Yeah, unfortunately, this first pack left him behind. The 1 and the 23 are now side by side, as the 1 could not gain that spot on the 67. We saw the 67. He was determined to keep that spot. The 23 now passing the 1 pretty easily, I might add, as the 1, I think, just doesn't have the traction up there on the top lane. They're going to go down the backstretch with plenty of room in between them. As
46.
back up front.
46
Yes,
made a
indeed.
power move around the 18. Man, Brightsman just driving himself up to the front under just sheer will.
All right, here we go. 46 on the attack now, trying to size up the 29. Oh, he's on the apron. He's loose. He's
46,
loose.
he
He's
clips
loose.
the apron. Yes,
He-
indeed. What a
corrects.
beautiful save by the 46. That's not the first time he's done that. He's
No,
a big
not
fan
at
of that
all.
apron down there.
How many races have we seen Brightsman take away his own destiny?
Yes, indeed. You're not lying.
many fingers
there.
and
He
toes
is
you
very
got?
fast almost every single race, and almost every single race he gets up front, he ends up losing it towards the tail end of these races. So really hope he can gather that truck back up, and maybe another caution will come out. We'll have to see. 21 laps to go here. That 18 truck is not letting Mark Walls pull away. We normally see Mark Walls lead this many laps and go, oh, well, he's clearly just pulling away, and that is not the case today.
Another truck slow on the backstretch. That is D2 of Trenton Barrington. Caution is out. Don't know if it's for him or another incident on the
Yep.
track. We're going to make a
Skip
quick
Leo, yes. Skip Leo on the backstretch.
Kip Leo, Hungry Dragon Machine, Atlas Finish Team. Big wreck on the backstretch.
Actually spun up in front of some other drivers. Oh my goodness. Gotta watch that. 85 of Scott Kukas. Able to dodge him and
Ooh.
almost came back up to clip the 24 of Jeff Stabnow.
Yeah, tough break for Kip Leo. Had a pretty decent qualifying run and ran towards the top 5, almost breaking the top 5 earlier. Just everybody else has risen up to the occasion and gotten around him. So tough break for that 16 machine, as we should see everybody come down and take some more tires here. And the 29 lead them down, 18, 31, 67, and 46. Your top
Oh, the
5
cone.
entering.
Oh, poor Cone, man. I just don't think he can catch a break.
Nope.
The 10 of Andy Vogt. Our next murderer. It's a shame. You hate to see that for the Cone.
Cone lives matters.
Cones.
Oh, the 2 actually, he went all the way into the 10 truck trying to get to his pit stall. Actually went all the way past it. Let's see, these drivers are finishing their pit stops here. The 29 easily going to make it out in front. Let's see, we got about a close out behind
four-way
4
battle.
wide. Oh, 18 makes it. The 31 easily in third there. The 67, I believe, beat the 46 off. As if the race on the track wasn't good enough. They had to race on pit lane.
That's really too close to call. 18, 31. I mean, if the 67 and the 46 didn't hit the stripe simultaneously, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And D. Palmer moved up to the 6th position under caution right there on pit lane. And we have a new contender. We haven't mentioned him much today, but the 089 of John Ottenbacher, a 10.4 second pit stop. That time is up to 7th position today. So good looking out by him and his pit crew to get him up there. And unfortunately, on the flip side of that, the 1 of Wayne Hutchinson losing multiple positions. So sometimes you have a good day, sometimes you
Hey, real quick, is able to raise
don't.
Mark
And
Walls.
if that's the last pit stop, you really hate to see that for the 1 truck of Wayne Hutchinson.
Hey, speaking of trucks, real quick, I did grab the 29 truck. I got him on the radio here. Mark Walls, get your ears on.
10-4.
Hey, man, you are under pressure tonight from fellow teammates. How are you feeling out there?
Yeah, man, this is an intense battle right here. Short run is so key. With 83 laps, still got a little chance to kill those tires. So drive it hard and keep that right rear on it. But man, everyone is just so fast tonight. We're just nose to tail.
All right, keep that Walls beer truck up front. I know the 18, 31, 67, they've got your name all over the front of their trucks. They're coming after you, brother.
10-4.
Roger that. Get back to racing.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're getting ready to race it again. I looked down, I looked up, and I went, I'm lost.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was actually listening over the radio, guys. Excuse me for a moment. The 089 of John Unbacher, I mentioned his quick stop on pit lane, and it was actually 2 tires. So John
Ooh.
Unbacher sitting in 7th might just split this field in half if the front part is able to get away from the back if John Unbacher ends up stacking people up. So keep an eye on that truck.
We're about to find out. Lights are off of the pace car here, and we're lining them up back 2 by 2.
Ottenbacher is right in front of Jared Morgan, so he's in a Morgan.
Yeah. And they got a little bit of a buffer in the one of Wayne Hutchinson. He's had a pretty decent run all night, near the top 5 for most of the night. And Dan Stussy, a big shout out to him having a great run here tonight after a disappointing Daytona. Good to see him running towards the front.
Yeah, we've got a decent look on the field. I mean, all 20 trucks that are running right now, out of them, the 19 of them are on the lead lap. So a really great race. Haven't had a lot of multi-car crashes this race. And unfortunately for Scott Hutchinson and Gary LaViolette, the 2 lone guys that are out of this race, it's been a decent race.
All right, and here we go once again. When we cross the stripe, we will have 16 laps to go, getting down to the nitty-gritty, folks. As the pace car makes a hard left turn down into the pit lane, 29 Mark Walls is off. We're back underway here at Atlanta.
And I mentioned it before, 089 having a tough restart. That's going to split this field. Absolutely going to split this field. Mark Walls will get off. He'll get in first. Oh, got a wreck behind him. The 78, I believe.
The commentator's curse strikes again. I am so sorry, bud.
Ooh.
And
It was a 78 of Dan Stussy, and he's slow. He's just now getting going right now as our leader is going into turn 3. It looks like the 18 was able to keep it clear, the 31 clear, 46 clear, the 67 is not clear. Do not go down on the 67. The 23 is there. The 23 of D. Palmer trying to get by as fast as he can. That is a fast truck in the 67, but he is able to pull up in front of him, has that bottom lane with those fresh tires. That is a perfect combination for this track.
I believe the 78 has some hardware issues. He might have black screened a little bit. That's kind of what it looked like. As the leader is still under fire here, Chad Barker right on the bumper of that 29. Drew Lalonde trying to follow suit here. Still a battle for 5th right behind him. Andrew Williams and D. Palmer still trying to shuffle it out. D. Palmer trying to go to the inside. 67 slams the door. And then in front of him, Sean Breitzman. Oh, caution's out.
The 24 of Jeff Stabnow spinning, it looks like in turn 3. Sorry, in turn 2. I apologize. Actually, it was just a lone wreck on his... Oh, the 2 of Trenton Barrington. Good Lord in heaven, how did you dodge that truck? Holy cow. The 24 of Jeff Stabnow got into the wall, came back up in front of the racetrack after bouncing off, and Trenton Barrington, what a miss by that driver. I don't know how he did it.
I don't know either, and we did get confirmation from the 78 spotter that that is indeed what happened. We had a blank screen issue with the 78 on that restart.
Oh, man, that is tragic.
All right, we were just down pit road here. We're going to go back to green flag racing with less than 10 laps to go. Still have 19 cars on the lead lap. We only had really 2 green flag laps. Are we going to see anybody take a gamble here?
I don't see our leaders coming down. I don't.
Here comes 23, and he's faking it. Yep, everybody looks like they're going to stay out
with
here.
12 laps now, possibly 10 to go and restart. I just don't see our leaders costing it. And, of course, we have some in the back, the 13 truck of Nicholas Bishop. He will be on pit lane, but everyone else will stay out with the exception of the 96 of Jared Morgan and the 24 of Jeff Stabnow, who, of course, brought out that caution. Dan Stussy will also bring it down pit lane, but that's warranted, of course, with the hitting the outside wall there with that dangerous disconnect.
Highlight a couple of trucks we really haven't talked all that much about tonight. For Brian Barnes, having a kind of silent night here, hanging around outside the top 10. The Gary Nicholson at 8, struggling tonight. Must have not got the right setup underneath the car or underneath the truck tonight, and also the 13 haven't really called his number out.
Yes, indeed. We have not called their numbers out. Looks like Jared Morgan didn't really suffer that much before on that restart. He actually restarted 11th, but with this caution, he decided to bring it into the pits. So unfortunately, he's back towards the tail end of these lead lap cars. We will have Mark Wallace taking it in first. We will take that restart. The 18 of Chad Barker will restart second here. Drew Lalonde will restart third. Sean Breitzman restart in fourth. And closing out your top 5 on this restart will be the 67 of Andrew Williams.
And just before we take off to go green again, a real quick shout out to one of our viewers here, Mac Racer 49, chilling in the ICU with some family, watching some racing and enjoying the show. Thanks for watching and participating, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate anyone tuning in, especially if some viewers are falling on some hard times. We are with you, and we are here to entertain you, and these drivers are doing a great job of that tonight. Before we go back to green, no, I do want to catch everyone back up with a quick race summary. Our current leader is Mark Walls. As I just mentioned, we have completed 89 of the scheduled 100 laps. We have had 7 lead changes, so a wonderful race at the tail end of this race with the drivers just competing for that top spot. And we've had 5 cautions for 18 laps, almost a complete change from Daytona, it seems. And these drivers came to play.
One thing to bring back up real quick again before we go green, these guys are racing for points that transition into the chase format that we brought up earlier. Only the winning points transition over, not any other points. So the 18 truck, the 31 truck, the 46 truck, these guys are all looking for that advantage that Mark Walls already has. So there is some hungry guys trying to get those extra bonus points.
You know, and I think, I don't know about anyone else. I don't know about you guys, but I think that 18's a little hungry. He has had some down times last season with the disconnect issues. He finally has a good start to his season, trying to keep it up front, and I think he's a little bit more hungry than Mark Walls, I have to say.
I've known Chad Barker now for, gosh, probably good old 6-7 years now. And that man, when he starts tasting the victory, he will go balls out for it.
Yeah, the thing is, he's going to have 2 teammates starting right behind him in row 2 in Lalonde and Breitzman. Now, I'm pretty sure, they're all in a team speak room together. Pretty sure Mark Walls is not going to let them know when he's going to go. So it's going to be all up to the 18 to try and anticipate Walls' jump here and try to get in front of that 31 in order for him to even have a chance, because pretty much everybody in this top 6 is pretty equal. And big shout out to Ottenbacher for holding on to 7th place there on that 2-tire stop. That looks like it's paying off for him.
I still love you, brother.
Pace car for hopefully the final time is going to dive down into the pit road. Mark Walls is gone. 31 did not get a good jump. Looks like he spun the tires a little bit.
Yeah, that 18's going to sneak down right in front of that 31, leaving the 46 outside for contention. That 3rd spot. Look at the 31 get on that 18's bumper, trying to push him and wheel him through this corner. They're going to dive deep down on the bottom there. The 31 has cleared the 46. These 3 teammates are looking for that leader. Their 4th teammate in this top 5 right here, trying to catch up to him. Ooh, the 31's going to lose a little bit of time there. The 46 going to dive down on him, try and pull this 3rd place pass for. Oh, that was across the line. That was close. Let's see, the 46 easily going to pull it off. See if he can dive down into turn 1. He will clear him. I don't see him pulling up because, again, those fresh tires on the bottom there, that's definitely the combination you want.
While all that was going on, 67 got around the 23 of D. Palmer. He has had his sights on the 31 of Drew Lalonde. He is hungry to get there for that lead as well. While 18 is trying to close that gap up to 29. The M&M's machines wanting that victory just as bad as that 46 machine is as well.
It's starting to run out of time real quick. Just under 2 tenths separate the top 2 right now as Breitzman is battling the 18 here pretty hard, looking to the inside. 18 is going to block the inside. Breitzman to the outside, trying to shoot the gap, but it looks like the 18 is still catching Mark Walls here. Barker trying to make a run. He's running out of time, though. 6 to go at the stripe.
Oh, there's lots of time to put a fender on somebody.
Yeah, these guys are not going to take it easy. They're not going to slow up. They know how tough these teammates are, and they're not going to even give them a little bit of space. I doubt this. We are 6 laps to go. There is no time to give up anything now.
Mark
Here we
Walls
go.
is practicing making that truck real wide.
18 is going to push up just a little bit in the middle of 3 and 4. He's on the bumper as the 29, as the 46 is on the bumper of the 18. Bring the 31 into the mix. We pretty much have a conga line going down into turn 1, 31 to the inside of the
How
46.
low can you go?
Drifting up. He's going to have to catch that truck. Oh, almost didn't catch.
Oh,
the
46 and 18
the
get
18
better.
gets turned by the 46. The
That's
caution easily going
gonna
to
do
come
it.
out. That's going to be the
46.
end of your race. That will be the end of your race. The 18 on his hood for a moment there. Oh, no.
Man.
That is going to do it, folks. Mark Walls, I'm going to catch the pace car here, and this race is going to end under the yellow. Such a major impact for the 18 and that 46 there. Just wow.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Mark Wall is out front with them battling for second and third. That was bound to be his race. They were too many laps into it. And that 46 just hooks the 18. There's nothing more to it. The 46
Oh.
held his lane. The 18 just
Yeah, 18
tried
just drifted
coming
up a couple inches too high.
Yes,
And
indeed.
the 10 was involved in that wreck as well. Hit the 46 on the apron.
10. Oh, he took damage he did not need.
You really need to see the 67 and the 23's view of that, because how they got underneath that 18 truck, I have no idea.
Check Jared Morgan as well, as he was coming up very hard toward the Brightsman and was able to just squeak by him. Just a little bit of body damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe the 67 definitely got some ghost going on there. He was, if it hadn't glitched, he would have easily clipped that 18, but I think for safety he doesn't. The 23, though, did get by cleanly. Absolutely got by cleanly. But really well done by D. Palmer to hang on there. And because those two drivers popped out of the top 5, the 67, the 23, the 1 will close out your top 5 here, as they will take, looks like 3 laps to go now, as he's easily going to finish under caution, which you really hate to see, because all these drivers were aiming for that top spot and just didn't get a chance towards the end of this race.
Good shout out to Andrew Williams for bringing that the Hungry Dragon sauce in the 3rd position there at 67 truck.
Oh, yeah. Good first showing for him this year.
Looks like Jared Morgan was able to hold on for 13th for his first outing, and he's out for Rookie of the Year this year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well done by him. And I know we didn't mention him much. And in fact, Wes did a good job at calling out their numbers before this last restart. But the 4 of Brian Barnes and the 8 of Garrett Nichols actually finished bumper to bumper in 10th and 11th. So very well done by those guys. Someone we absolutely did not talk about most of the day was the 28 of William Fletcher, and he'll bring it home in 8th. So very well done by him. A little bit of rebound on his part. So pretty good race we had here. We had a lot of fighting up front, but a lot of rebound guys picking up some spots toward the end.
Yeah, and that's going to be actually we have 2 first-time top 10 finishers, and Kip Leo going to bring it home in 9th, and Brian Barnes in 10th. So good job for them boys. Hopefully build some confidence going into next week. I believe next week we should be in Vegas. So
yeah, that's really well done, by the way, of the 28 of William Fletcher, because William actually finished last Kona. So if there was ever a race to rebound, he needs to do it and start it quickly, and that's exactly what he did. Is going to snap that just horrible finish, unfortunately, and will take 8th home tonight. So it's another good reason for him to do it. And it looks like Jared Morgan, we mentioned his name, lost a little bit of connection there. He has not shown up on track again. So I believe if it goes, and there he goes, he's received Theraput. So he is lost on that track and will no longer finish 13th. He'll finish, I believe, if it stays this way, and I don't think he'll have time to rejoin. So he'll lose actually a couple of spots here. Might fall to 18th.
yeah, and I want to correct myself. We're not going to Vegas next week. We're going to Martinsville. Oh, yeah.
I like him short and round.
And the white and the caution flags are out for this last parade lap around the Atlanta Motor Speedway here. A pretty good race. I mean, that was some intense battling from halfway on with the top 5 or 6 at the time. I'm thoroughly impressed of how much these guys have stepped the game up over the offseason. Everybody trying to catch the 29 last season, and he's been caught. He got a lucky break there. I think if the 18 and the 46 would have got together, they might not have gotten around them, but they would have been really close. Might have got a fender up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the 46 able to hang tight there for a podium finish last race at Daytona, but I don't think he would have done it again here. I think he knew he had the car and he did not have to depend on draft, but unfortunately that wreck just caught him off guard, and that's going to make him finish, unfortunately, all the way down to 19th.
All right, and here you are. Mark Walls is your winner of the Hungry Dragon 150 at Atlanta.
Big congratulations to Waltz Beer Company's driver, Mark Walls, in the 29 truck. Another amazing race. He did a great job. But man, those guys, he had competition tonight, and that's always exciting to see.
And while we're going to be focusing on him before we get to driver interviews, again, want to remind you of their little promo they got for Walls Beard Co. Beard Balms. They have 2 scents. They have an unscented, which is not really a scent at all, but still a scent, and a cedarwood beard balm. You can get 20% off starting today if you use the promo code iRacing during the checkout process. That's at wallsbeardco.com. Use promo code iRacing for 20% off if you're an iRacer. And here are your results as we're watching the 29. Burn them down here on the front stretch. You got Mark Walls, your winner here tonight. Drew Lalonde coming home in second. Andrew Williams bringing it home in third. D. Palmer in fourth. And Wayne Hutchinson is going to round out your top 5. Then you have Ryan Maines making a good run tonight in 6th. John Ottenbacher making him 2 tires work in 7th. William Fletcher in 8th. Kip Leo finishing in 9th. And 10th is Brian Barnes. 11th went to Gary Nichols. Dan Stussy in 12th. Scott Kukas in 13th. 14th is Nicholas Bishop. 15th went to Chad Barker after that last incident to bring out the caution. 96th of Jared Morgan. It's going to be first car 2 laps down in 16th. 17th went to Andy Vogt. Trenton Barrington in 18th. Sean Breisman in 19th. And Jeff Stabnow rounding out your top 20 and having early issues tonight. The 68 of Gary LaViolette and Scott Hutchinson going to round out your field in 21st and 22nd respectively.
Well, yet another amazing race. Lots of excitement happening on there throughout the race. It's fantastic to see the Dog Bear guys and Andrew Williams back in the racing, getting up on there and chasing down Mark Walls and making him work for that win.
Yeah, pretty much the only one to actually finish in the top 5 from last week in this week is Mark Walls. Nobody from last week finished in the top 5 tonight. So that's a tough break. Going to shake up the point standings here. 2 races in of the season.
Yeah, talk about it, and we'll get right to interview, guys. We have Andrew Williams with us. Andrew Williams was your 3rd place finisher. You got us, Andy?
Yeah, roger that, Katie, man. Hell of a run.
Yes, indeed. You could say that. You could say that easily. Unfortunately, you weren't able to make it out with us on the last race at Daytona, but for your first race this season, what a hell of a run. Talk about it. I mean, it had to be a great showing for you.
Yeah, I'm not fond of plate track racing, but I knew Kip was sponsoring this race, the Hungry Dragon 150. So I had to get the truck out of the hauler and put the old paint scheme back on her and put the old Hungry Dragon Foods logo on it. And I started 10th, but made it up to 3rd, led some laps. Can't complain. And also I got a new teammates with William Fletcher there with Atlas Finisher. So Atlas Racing, yeah, we got a 3rd place, and they're a great bunch of guys too. But yeah, it's great to bring the Hungry Dragon food car to third place.
Well, Andy, man, it's exciting to see you back here and under the green banner of that Hungry Dragon. You drove your butt off tonight, powering around those dog bear guys. You seem to be just about the only guy in the independent side of the house who's able to chase down these dog bears. What do you got under that hood that's any different than anybody else, or is that just sheer raw determination?
Well, when we were practicing with my teammates, I was telling them, hey, I'm just flat footing it, and after 20 laps or so, I'm getting loose. I got to tighten this baby up, or else it's not going to happen. And so I tightened her up, and yeah, luckily she just kept purring away after 20 laps. I was getting worried about it, but I knew if you're going to keep up with those dog bear guys, if I can flat foot it that long, they can definitely do it. And luckily I could keep going on the short runs and got past Mark, and at the end there got third. So yeah, great job for the Hungry Dragon Foods barbecue sauce truck.
Well, man, it's a pleasure. I hope we see you more this year. You're always, in my opinion, one of the highlights of the show. So, man, great job. Other than the Hunger Dragon, you got friends, family you want to give shouts out to tonight?
Besides my new teammates, Atlas Racing, got to give a shout out. Of course, my old paint scheme was the 7th Cavalry, U.S. Army 7th Cav, our first Cav, I mean. And of course, I got to give a shout out to my old idol, Alan Quickie, from the Hooters days.
Kawiki!
There you go. So other than that, yeah, I look forward to finishing some races in the front here and win some.
Martinsville's next week, brother.
Yeah, you gotta love those short tracks.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to get you back to celebrate with the team for your awesome run tonight. Have a great night, and thank you for coming and playing.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for the great job you guys do too. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and we appreciate the good run that he had as well. Unfortunately, it looks like our second place finisher had to run off really quick, so we're gonna take our winner, Mark. I believe it's pronounced Mark Wells, maybe Mark Walls.
It's
Mark
a hard one.
Walls. There we go. Mark Walls, you got your ears on.
Oh yeah.
You know, I apologize if I missed your name, but I just never see you, and I've certainly never see you in Victory Lane, so I apologize.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we have Mark Walls here, our winner from Daytona, our winner at Atlanta. How's it feel? How do you think your race went?
Man, it was just heart pumping. I mean, I felt like we were at Daytona all over again. And it was that intense with the draft and the setups and the speed. Miss one corner, you miss one entry, you lose 5 spots. It was just insane racing.
There's a lot of times we saw a lot of guys who did make a bobble, hit a little bit of an apron, go up and lose 3 to 4 spots just off of the freight train effect. You did not get that yourself, but several of your teammates did. You have the luck of the series on you, Mark, because every time you're out here, Chad Barker, he aproned it a couple of times. 46 truck of Brightsman, he did the same thing. Fortunately, saved it a couple of times. You're Mr. Consistent. You don't make those errors, and that's amazing. It's a testament to your skill and ability. What are you doing other than cranking 1,000 laps a race to be able to do this?
No, it's just about the consistency and getting in rhythm. Once I get in rhythm, it really doesn't matter where I am, if I'm in traffic or if I'm in the lead. I'm committed to my line, and I'm not worried about where those guys are going to go. So if they're going to put the nose down and try to pass low and get the apron, that's on them. They're going to end up getting loose. So I just got to focus straight forward, and man, it's definitely paid off.
Hats off to you, man. You are so consistent is the word there. You don't make those errors. You're not choking under pressure. You had Chad pass you competitively, which I believe is one of the first times you've been passed competitively in this series. I think Brightsman got you once or twice last year, but
Yeah.
An actual under green, under race condition pass.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Chad was really fast, but it's all about the tires. I mean, you can go hard. The truck will run flat out 20 laps, no problem. You're going to kill the tires. So it's the point where are you going to race them hard and abuse everything you have, or am I going to lift and let them go by? And I chose to let a few guys by, not only to pass them back within a half a lap. So it's maintaining maintaining those tires really pays off.
Oh, dude, you're an amazing driver and a great spokesman for your company as well as all the other sponsors of the Northwest Truck Series. Again, our hats off to you. Thank you for doing a great job. Thank you for having us on board here. Real quick, who are your shout outs?
Yeah, I gotta thank the Hungry Dragon and Kip Leo. They are the race sponsors for tonight. They've been with us now going into the second season. So big shout out to Kip Leo and the Hungry Dragon. Gotta thank Walls Beard Co. again, back in Victory Lane. That thing loves to be there. I gotta thank Dog Bear Racing. I mean, those guys push me to a new level. I mean, with Chad behind me with an inch to spare, I got to drive that much harder. So without those guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And then we got to thank OCTV, Volt Vapes, Sim Stuff, Sasquatch Crossings, all of our partners that help put on this amazing series. And guys in the booth, man, you guys are awesome. Can't wait to go back and watch this thing.
Well, brother, we're gonna let you go ahead and get that taken care of, and we're excited to see you next week in Martinsville and see what you can do on a little bitty battle.
I hate that track.
Oh, I love that track.
But we got speed there, so don't worry about it.
I was just thinking I might dust off my own rig and see what I can do for laps in your guys' practice next week.
There you go.
I love you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Mark Walls, our race winner at Atlanta. A hell of a season. I think the best start to a season you could possibly imagine or ask for at this point. So congratulations again to Mark Walls, our race winner. And I'm actually going to pull in our second place winner, not to overshadow Mark, but our second place finisher, Drew Lalonde, with an excellent race there. It was hanging outside the top 5 all race long. Drew, you got yours on.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, real quick, Blood, we just wanted to check out and see what you thought of your race. It seemed to go pretty well. I mean, you were hanging in there. You led 36 laps, so a great race it seemed.
Yeah, my truck was great tonight. Mark had a great setup for me to run tonight. Tires are real finicky. If you slide that right rear tire one time, pretty much the rest of the run's toast. You see I spun out on that second run there.
Drew, man, started racing with you guys 3 years ago in the Northwest series and turned so many laps watching you drive. You were one of my favorites for smoothness out there, and tonight you were yet again fantastically smooth. It is a pleasure to watch you run. What are you doing while you're in there when you're watching these guys barreling through to keep your cool and to turn the laps that you do?
Just focus. Focus on their bumper.
I mean, it's as simple as that. I hear you. It's just the way to do it. Well, do you have any quick shout outs?
Yeah, we really want to thank all the sponsors that came out and made this season happen. It had a lot of people and companies and more than I can remember right now. If I keep running like this, I better make some notes. But really, I thank all them guys. It wouldn't be possible without them.
All right. Well, we hear you, bud, and congratulations again on your second place finish. An excellent race for you, and we wish you best of luck at Martinsville.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for putting on a great show.
Absolutely. And Wes, I don't know about you, bud, but I think that might have been one of our best shows, not just of the season. I mean, we've only had 2 races, so of course it's easy to compare. But I mean, last season, I don't think we saw this much racing up front with this many trucks.
No, we definitely haven't. They're definitely setting the bar pretty high for the rest of the season here. Let's hope that they can keep the consistency up, and we'll have a good race there at Martinsville. Donovan, you got any final thoughts for tonight?
Man, I got so many thoughts for the night. Phenomenal racing. It's so great to see what some of these guys are doing, and new faces coming in. Jared Morgan stepping up, coming in. Some of the other rookies from last season who've carried over have only had 3 or 4 starts. These guys, so many people ran well tonight. The field wasn't lapped. Everyone ran a great, solid race. Man, Andrew Williams, woohoo, loved him in there. That was amazing. And all the Dog Bear guys stepping up, giving Mark that challenge. This is getting exciting every time this series hits the track.
Well, we want to thank everybody for coming out and watching tonight, and thanks to iRacing Live for letting us put it on their portal as well. Next week, we're running at Martinsville for the Sasquatch Crossing 75. Definitely going to be an interesting race. You can tune back in next Thursday night at 11:50 p.m. Eastern. That would be Pacific time next Thursday. So for Donovan Johns, Katie Reed, Cafe Hole, also known as David Williamson, on the cameras, and myself, Weston S. Graham, we are OCTV. Thank you for watching, and we are out.